We're so happy you're here with us today. This is the podcast where we have friendly conversations to help you learn English in a calm and easy way.
Exactly. So, Avery, how are you today?
I'm doing great, Melody. Actually, something interesting happened this week. I was trying to bake bread for the first time.
Oh, really? How did it go?
It was a little bit of a disaster. It was very flat, not like a nice big loaf of bread, but it tasted okay.
That's so funny. Well, at least it was a fun experiment. My week was good. I finally finished reading a book I started a month ago. It felt so nice to finish it.
That's a great feeling. What book was it?
It was a simple mystery novel, nothing too serious, but very enjoyable.
Sounds perfect. Well, before we start our topic for today, we just want to say don't forget to subscribe to the Cozy English podcast.
Yes, and please share this episode with your friends and family if you find it helpful. It really helps us a lot.
Okay, so let's get into today's topic. It's a really common problem for English learners, and I think it's something we get asked about a lot.
It is. We're going to talk about why you can understand English, maybe when you watch movies or listen to podcasts like this one, but it feels so difficult to speak it.
I think almost every language learner feels this way at some point. It can be so frustrating, can't it? You feel like you're making progress, but then when you need to talk, the words just disappear.
Exactly. You feel like, I know the words, they're in my head, why can't I say them? It feels like there's a wall between your brain and your mouth.
A wall is a perfect description. So let's break down why this happens. What's the first reason, Melody?
I think the biggest reason is that understanding and speaking are two completely different skills. We often group them together as just knowing a language, but they use different parts of our brain.
That makes sense.
When you listen or read, you are receiving information. This is called a passive skill. Your brain sees or hears a word, and it just needs to search its memory and find the meaning.
Right, so it's about recognition, like seeing a face you know in a crowd. You don't have to create the face, just recognize it.
That's a perfect analogy, but when you speak, you have to create. It's an active skill. You have to think of an idea, find the right vocabulary, put the words together with correct grammar, and then physically say them with good pronunciation.
Phew, that's a lot of steps. When you put it like that, it's easy to see why it's so much harder. It's like the difference between watching a chef cook a beautiful meal and then going into the kitchen to cook it yourself with no recipe.
I love that. Yes, watching is easy and enjoyable. Doing it yourself is much more challenging. It takes practice.
It really does. And I think that challenge connects to our next point, which is a huge barrier for so many learners: confidence.
Oh, absolutely. Speaking anxiety is real. When you're listening to a podcast at home, you're in a safe, comfortable space. Nobody knows if you don't understand a word.
Right, there's no pressure.
But when you're in a conversation, you might be afraid of making mistakes. You worry, what if I say the wrong word? What if my grammar is bad? Or what if they don't understand me?
Or the worst one, what if they think my English is stupid? That fear is so powerful.
It is, and that fear can actually stop your brain from working properly. It's a stress reaction. Your mind just goes blank, even if you know the words. Have you ever felt that?
Oh, 100%. When I was first trying to learn Spanish, I went to a cafe and I wanted to order a coffee. I practiced the sentence in my head 100 times. Un café con leche, por favor. So simple.
Okay.
But when I got to the front of the line and the barista looked at me, my mind was just empty. White noise. I completely forgot everything and just pointed and said, coffee. It was so embarrassing.
Oh, but that's such a relatable story. I think everyone has a story like that. It's a mental block caused by fear. It's not about your English level, it's about the pressure.
Exactly. So being kind to yourself is really important, understanding that this is a normal part of the process.
It really is. Now, another big idea connected to this is something called passive versus active vocabulary. This is a game changer when you understand it.
Okay, I'm interested. Tell us more.
Well, everyone has two sets of vocabulary. Your passive vocabulary is all the words you recognize when you read or hear them. For most learners, this vocabulary is very large. You probably know thousands of words passively.
Right, words you'd see in a book and think, I know what that means.
Precisely. But your active vocabulary is the collection of words you can actually use easily and quickly when you speak or write. For everyone, even native speakers, this vocabulary is much smaller.
Okay, that makes so much sense. So the problem isn't that we don't know the words, the problem is that most of our words are stuck in that passive library.
You've got it. The main goal for improving your speaking is to create a bridge. You need to move words from your passive library into your active toolkit.
So how do we build that bridge? What's the secret?
Well, it's not much of a secret, but it is the most important part. Practice. Active, consistent practice.
I was guessing you'd say that. There's no magic pill, is there?
No, sadly not. You have to practice speaking. Your brain needs to build those pathways to find and use the words quickly. It's like exercise for your mouth and mind.
And the good news is you don't always need a conversation partner to practice. This is really important for people who might be shy or don't have anyone to talk to.
That's a great point. Many people think, I can't practice speaking because I have no one to talk to. But you can. So what are some easy, practical tips?
My absolute favorite tip, and I tell every learner this, is to talk to yourself. I know it can feel a little strange at first, but it is incredibly effective.
I do this sometimes even in my own language. How would an English learner do it?
It's simple. Just narrate your life. As you are doing things, describe them out loud. For example, okay, now I am making breakfast. I am opening the fridge. I will take out the eggs and some milk.
Oh, I love that. There's no pressure, no one is listening, and you can't make a mistake. It's just you practicing forming sentences with words you already know.
Exactly. It's about making the connection between an action and the English words for it. Another great technique is called shadowing.
Shadowing. That sounds interesting. What is it?
With shadowing, you listen to a native speaker, maybe from a podcast like ours or a short audio clip, and you try to repeat what they are saying at the exact same time. You literally follow them like a shadow.
So you're not just listening and then repeating, you're speaking along with them.
Yes, you try to copy their pronunciation, their intonation, the rhythm of their speech. It's not about understanding every word, it's about training the muscles in your mouth to make the English sounds naturally.
That's fantastic. It sounds like a physical workout for speaking. Another simple tip is just to read out loud.
A classic, but it works so well.
It does. Find a children's book, a news article, anything. Read it aloud in your room for 5 or 10 minutes a day. You get used to hearing your own voice speaking English, and it makes it feel less strange.
I agree completely. It feels very different to say a word out loud compared to just seeing it on a page. It makes the word more real somehow.
It does. And a bonus tip, if you're feeling brave, is to record your voice.
The scary tip.
It can be, but it's so helpful. Use the voice recorder app on your phone. Read a short paragraph or talk about your day for 30 seconds. Then listen back. You will hear things you don't notice when you're speaking.
It's true. You become your own teacher. You might notice you always forget the S on the end of verbs or something like that.
The most important thing is to start small. Don't feel like you have to have a 1-hour philosophical debate in English. The goal is to build a habit. And that brings up another powerful but maybe more advanced technique, trying to think in English.
Yes, consistency is so much more important than intensity. Practicing for 5 minutes every single day is much, much better than studying for 2 hours once a week.
I couldn't agree more. So to summarize our main points, the problem is not that you don't know enough English. The words are already in your head.
Right. The challenge is first overcoming the fear of making mistakes, and second, building that bridge to move words from your passive vocabulary to your active vocabulary.
And the way to do that is through simple, consistent, active practice. Talk to yourself, try shadowing, read aloud. Little by little, that wall between your brain and your mouth will start to get smaller.
Wonderful way to put it. It's a process, and every small step is progress. So those are our thoughts on why it's often harder to speak English than to understand it. We hope you found that helpful and encouraging.
The main message is don't be hard on yourself. It's a normal part of the journey, and you can absolutely improve with a little bit of daily practice.
If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to the Cozy English podcast and share it with your friends and family. It helps other learners find us.
And we would love to hear from you. Let us know in the comments, why do you think it's hard to speak English? What helps you practice?
We'd love to read your answers and ideas. Your experiences can help other people in our community too.
Yes, absolutely. Well, that's all the time we have for today.
Thanks for listening to the Cozy English podcast. See you next time.
See you next time.